Deckard6 here. Welcome back to Tale Tellers. Who's ready to make $1 billion? I know I am. Last time we ended up with some training after our phenomenally successful Undead vs. Werewolves. I'm going to let our R&D budget run for a while because we need to start piling up the research points to train specialists. I don't see point in even bothering to research AAA games until we're starting to get the people capable of making them. Also, I don't find doing publishing deals worth it with AAA games, particularly when we're in a challenge like this and we're sort of at the whims of publishers to give us a good RPG combination. So I'm just going to wait until we have the million fans necessary before I even think about it. So, just to go recap, 3 things we need before we start thinking about AAA. 1 million fans, 3 specialists, and enough R&D points to actually research it. As to what game I'm actually going to make, I'm not entirely sure. I mean, sequels have been serving us well. Look at some of these sequel scores. 9.75, 9.75, compared to our, they're 9.5, compared to our, new IPs. 8.5, 7.5, another 9.5 from a sequel, down to a 7.75 on our new IPs. Our sequels are just overall doing better. What do we still have as possible new IPs, though? This Cyberpunk is tempting. We're still in an era where mature is a very strong demographic. So either doing the post-apocalyptic or cyberpunk. Let's do a cyberpunk. For mature, large of course, RPG of course. M-Box is still doing super strong, so that's getting picked. The PlayStation 3 isn't bad either, and if I recall, we're multi-platform optimized. So let's get the entire big 3 at this point. And we will be using the Amazing Engine, which is sort of living up to its name. As for our name, I'm going to go with Blade Runner. My screen name is actually taken from Diablo, but I am aware that Blade Runner has its own Deckard. We also need graphics version 6 before we start making AAA games. And that's going to take more of our R&D points. Another thing to add to the list. So now we have 4 points we have to check off before we can actually do AAAs. Oh, poppycock and poor planning. Alright, everyone just... 100 million in sales. Good, good. Everyone just take your vacation and get the hell out of here. We'll start this in earnest when you get back. I want to send the last person on vacation before I deal with this. Grumble, rumble. Alright. Min-maxing. Any more tweaking I can do here to possibly squeeze a few more points out of this? It doesn't look like it. Looks like video playback and saved games are still the best combination. Okay, go. Go on vacation. Get out of here. We are, of course, going to do a large booth. So, Cyberpunk, post-apocalyptic, finish off the major new IPs we want to hit. Then I think we can do sequels for those. Possibly do some more, everyone's as... Oh god, look at all those numbers going. Sorry, I'm getting distracted just by all the big numbers now. I'm coming back to this after doing a little bit on my mod series, and all the numbers are so much bigger. And now we can get our... Stop, I'm trying to talk. Well, you know how this is gonna go. Hype it and hope. If we can get as many fans as we had attendees, we'll be looking great. This is really good numbers. I think our stats were high enough that we really just needed the... Can I make this work with Easter eggs instead of level editor? Conceivably? But I'm not sure if we'd really get it for turning up that level design any higher. No, I don't think we will. You will, however, go marketing. Spend money to make money. So our operating budget's pretty huge, along with the cost of actually developing the game. But we stand to make enough money on this. I mean, we're up to around $250 million. We're at the point where we're starting to think about the major money you need to make this $1 billion happen. And we still have more than 10 years. Can we do stereo? No, we can't quite do stereo sound. I remember having to tweak that. I think this might actually be better, particularly now that we're not doing something associated with vampires. We need the day and night cycle. Yes, I know it doesn't matter, but it feels right. Man, the dynamic world. It's tempting. Dynamic world, rich backstory, open world. That might be the best way. Alright, I'm going to sit down with a little bit of a calculator here and do the work. 190, 90... Assuming that the actual value is based around its cost, we're looking at something at around 210 if we do it this way. Yeah. No, not 210, 300, 310 if we do it that way. Or if we do it this way, we're up at closer to 400, so this might actually be the better setup. Let's try it. Try to keep math to a minimal and just sort of play for fun, but this is going for a little bit of optimal play, so tweaking those sort of things to try to squeeze every point out of score, particularly with we've seen how our original IPs have been done compared to our sequels, makes me want to do it before we release a major investment like this. And the hype is looking really good. It's getting close to, but not quite to, that 500 mark I like to hit. We're going to do some bug fixing real quick. Might be time for a new engine. I would love to get Graphics 6 in it. I want to get Graphics 6 in an engine. And we have enough research points that now I think I feel comfortable starting to research Graphics 6. We can get at least one specialist. It's really tempting to wait for all of these post-dev points, particularly when you start generating so many, but the actual reward for doing so isn't that great. People are approaching max level, and we're approaching max level in some of our focused areas. Graphics is up to 8 now, and we're not quite to 10 in these, but we're going to get there, I think. Alright, first things first. R&D lab. Start working on Graphics 6. We have the research points that we can afford to send you on something. Here comes the reviews. 7. See, this is exactly what I was worried about. 7. Our main IPs, our new IPs, just aren't getting the sales. 6. Ugh. Right. Do we have anything new to put in a custom engine? We have interactive story. Let's throw some research at the wall, too. What do we have? Stereotopic 3D. We can throw some voiceovers in there. Throw skill trees out there, definitely. Yeah. Because what are we not having to min-max on? We can't put we can't put everything we want into dialogues right now. We still have space and story and quests. I think we had space and gameplay. We just got one of those. Are we good on level design? I think we're probably still good on level design. So let's grab these two, plus the immersive story. Man, that's disappointing sales. You can start generating our game report, buddy. Yep, here comes the fuck off over prediction. I try not to swear on the series, but gosh darn it. That is so disappointing when that happens. We just needed a little bit higher and we would have been fine. Alright. Create custom engine. We are adding in full motion video, interactive story. Wow, we are not going to be able to use all these story and quest ones. Gameplay, definitely we can, though. No, we are full on story and quest. It's dialogue we can actually fit more on. Well. Oh well. Not a whole lot I can do about it now. Next engine we make, we'll probably try to include some of that in addition to our graphics version 6. I don't believe there's any actual bonus to having your specialists until you get to AAA games, in which case it's either do you have it? Yes, no. If we're gonna at least make 1 million sales on it. I mean, we're losing money, but come on, make that 1 million sales. Oh, I forgot to name the engine. Oh, Trend toward RPG. Too bad I don't think we're gonna have time to quite take advantage of it. Training. Start that level design. And at least got 1 million out of it. I don't feel great, but with at least 1 million. I think I'm going to do another round of speed training. Product management course, just across the board. Training. Man, the list is just so big now. Yeah, click the boost, click the boost! What else we got? More. As I said, our people are getting high enough that they can make their specializations, so they're obviously doing pretty good in their chosen categories. The next issue is now just getting more of those big bubbles out there. Click the boost! I'm not going to worry too much about rushing this out. The lost hype will be sad, but we really can't afford to make another bad game. A hyped bad game doesn't do it for us. And some more product management course. That takes up all of our R&D points. All of our research points. Gone. The graphics version 6 will finish. And we'll be able to work that into a new engine for our next game. And everyone's ready for vacation. Come on. Man, this is taking a while because numbers are getting so big. #1 booth, of course, though our game really doesn't fit that. Away on vacation, all of you. I need you fresh to make this new game. There we go, version 6. Because we're going to want plenty of points. Alright, so, like I said, new IPs. Not working out for us. But gosh darn it. We're gonna squeeze out the last of them. Oh, we're not making a new engine. What am I doing? We are going to make that post-apocalyptic RPG for the big 3. The PC is way down there in market share. Is it worth making it on the PC? How much does it cost? Cost us about $1.1 million to put on the PC. I think we're going to make enough off of putting it on the PC. And the great originally named PC, Game Engine 13. Well, we'll just call this one Lucky 13, since it's probably the only game we're going to make on this engine. And it's for mature. Go to it, guys. Okay. This is a bit of a risky event. We can either pay out a small amount of money to make this go away. We can gamble a coin flip on making a lot of money. Or we can go to popular pressure and potentially get a lot of fans. I almost always go with the fans. Your odds are good, and the reward is pretty damn good. You're not going to make money right away, but you're going to make it back in the long run. Alright, what do we need here? Instead of advanced cutscenes, let's go for make it a interactive story. No, interactive story is off of linear story. I see. So, if we want linear story and full motion video instead of more choices, no, it doesn't quite fit. thought I had this just fit. Why is it going weird now? Excuse me while I play with my... Oh, it was more... Yeah. Does this work? I don't think it's any actually higher than what we had. Because before we had moral choices, advanced cutscenes, and linear story. Yeah. Doesn't actually get us any new space, it looks like. That's unfortunate. Skill trees. And we finally overshot our gameplay. Which is actually what you want to be doing. You want to start tweaking things like this. Let's drop 90k that way to be able to add 189, so that puts us up by 90k. Once again, working on the general assumption that their actual value added. Oh, here's the bone. Aha! Suck it, patent trolls. And another 10,000 fans. So yeah. I think we're going to make more off of that than with fans than we would from the cash in the long run anyway. And as I said, I assume that the value of an engine part toward the total contributing score is based around its cost. We have nothing else to tweak here. But he's finally a specialist in level design, and that might make a difference. I think our last game smartly failed because of our tech points just weren't that high. I'm not sure what we could do to possibly change that. Because it's not like our tech people haven't been getting their training. I'd love to get this out while RPGs are still popular, but that would just be a bonus rather than a... There it goes. Yeah. Oh, we need to do some marketing, don't we? We don't have G3 on this one. Alright. I don't think we have anything to tweak here either. Yeah, the only thing that really got out of this was gameplay and technically having a new engine. Not a whole lot. There goes money. Down it goes. Partly because we're running this R&D lab at 3 million to boost the research points needed for AAA. I think our technology might get up there. We're trying to get it up to close to 1,000. I'm not sure if it's going to quite make it. And our development score looks great. Once again, I still think we're a little heavy on the development compared to tech, where we're technically supposed to be. Technically supposed to be. You know, a round of tech training for everyone theoretically wouldn't go amiss, particularly toward our generalists here. Come on, finish up those last bugs. There we go. Only 100 hype. After our last game, can't say I blame you. Release the hounds! Alright, time for some quick research. We are going to be getting more dialogue, because that's actually what we want more of. Let's go for celebrity voice acting. And anything else we really want into this? Basic physics? We already can't fit everything in engine-wise. Level design, I think we still have more room in. So yeah, let's grab that. Reviews for Lucky 13. 8. And if we could have gotten these reviews in the last one with all that hype we had, we would have been doing so much better. I mean, it's not doing fantastic, but a solid 8.2 would have at least let us take advantage of our... I'm gonna get you training now. To get this big training out of the way. You're our... gameplay guy? Or a story and quest guy? Good thing I can remember this. I could technically swap you if I get it wrong. Because I know she's our dialogue. But I think you two are basically interchangeable, so... Paul Reed, you're on story and quest, since that's absolutely important. There. Once again, sort of mediocre sales. But it sold more in 2 weeks than the last one did in 3, so that's better. And once these two are done with their research, we can put together that new engine. Come on. There we go. Create custom engine. Graphics version 6. Get into the big leagues here. Celebrity voice acting, no loading screen. And we'll call this one Lucky 14 for our engine. So we could use some luck right about now. You see me having this boom and bust cycle. I was trying to specifically avoid that boom and bust cycle, and yet I still keep falling into it. So we've got story and quests, we're going to have gameplay, we're going to have dialogue, world design, graphics, and whatever, either engine or artificial intelligence. I don't think it matters which. We're totally out of sync for G3 right now. So I think I'm going to take the time and do some training for a while now. We have some research points to spend on training. My speed's probably pretty good after we just boosted that last round. So I'm going to do a tech for everybody. Literally everybody. Because I think part of it is our tech scores are too low. It's screwing up our balance. We can afford to improve our overall, the technical merit of our games. Round of code jams. I'm going to be so glad as I start getting specialists off the list and I don't have to scroll down all the way to find the research, the training I want. I don't think we technically have all the topics yet when it comes to research, but I think we've got all the ones we really want. I think there's just a couple more that aren't particularly relevant to RPGs that are all that's left on the topic list. I usually fill them out anyway. Come on, click all those boosts. Probably easier to click them all while there's one person's fire window open. Screw you, market analysis. Really? Just keep giving it to us when it's no good to us. Oh yeah, it's our R&D lab that's draining our budget right now. I think I'm going to let it play through one more game before I cut it down, just so we have the research points we need. And then I'm going to do a Pixel Cup for everybody except for Ricky, I think. Ricky's still going to stay on Code Jam. And everyone that's supposed to be high in design will get a Pixel Cup without the boost. That seems like a reasonable amount of training. Train. Riding the train. Actually, you're going to get another Code Jam since you're actually supposed to be... No, you're actually supposed to be higher in design. Oh well, still, more code up doesn't hurt. And you're super focused in design. You're a dialogue person. Finish this up, vacation, new game. Plan. And we're done with new IPs for now. I jinxed myself talking about how they weren't doing well, and then they didn't do very well. So, time to make the money with sequels. I haven't seen anything about the new consoles. This console generation goes on for quite a while. So I think we should squeeze out one more for the 360 PlayStation 3 generation. Develop a sequel. We had Blood-Sucking Beauties. We'll go with Blood-Sucking Badasses. And it's going to once again be for the big three. And it's going to use the Lucky 14. It will use graphics version 6 now. Hopefully the new graphics will help us sell some games with some seriously well-rendered blood-sucking badasses. Anything I want to tweak here? I don't think we really added anything here. We'll do moral choices instead of full-motion video, though. I always enjoy moral choices in my games. Far more than whatever FMV is. Alright, getting some numbers going. I was super excited by the big numbers earlier, because, once again, coming from one series to another. Oh shoot, I need to make sure read's on the right thing. Well, let's ride it. Free hype, hopefully, on what looks to be a hugely successful game. Sure, take the very good engine. Now, I'm checking. Yep. 20k fans. Hey, that puts us over 1 million. That's one of our AAA things off the list. So. Yeah, Jane there. Celebrity voice acting. Without dialogue trees. No loading screens. But Easter eggs. Looks like a good lineup. Here we go. And we're going to get our own marketing out at this point in a large campaign. Still want that 500, sort of hype threshold. Man, our design numbers are looking fucking awesome, if you'll pardon my fucking French. So apparently this is just a fucking episode. I might be able to afford to raise our technology-related, our engine, and our artificial intelligence at this rate, but that would also mean trimming. I don't think I actually want to switch anything here. And our graphics are... here's the problem I was worried about with graphics. Can't actually fit everything. That's a sign to get into the AAA games. We're not going to get full bonus for the cost we're spending on that. Here we go. Yeah, look at these. This is sort of like 2-to-1 ratio here. It's too high in design. Well, it's catching up a little bit. Yeah, I think doing that round of tech training has helped balance us out a little bit. Overall, I'm going to call that a good move. Well, I'd love to get E3 in, I just don't see how we're going to make it. Thank you, market analysis, right after you're useful. And market analysis is something I really wish they'd change a bit in the late game. It's sort of the whims of fate at this point. You either get it when you're halfway done developing a game, or it's of no real use to you. You can't plan for it. Alright, new records in both of them, that's a good sign. Gaining experience in Graphics 6. More people leveling up. Large booth. Blood-sucking badasses. Hey, hey! About damn time. More of these 9s, 10s are what we need. So once again, I'm going to take some time. I'm going to cut you down to 2 million. We don't need that much anymore. We're going to take some time with our training and our research so that we're ready and prepared. We are going to have... yeah, over 1 million in the first week. Heck yes. Really glad I put that on all three. Hopefully we'll... I mean, it'll be frustrating if we only manage to loop around on our cash, but dang it, we're going to have so much more of our checklist for AAA taken care of. Your dialogue. Your world design. And that will get us the minimal 3. And we get the positive effect on sales. And here's the PC boost I've been waiting for. PC's market share is going to start going up again as hardware catches up. What are we looking at now? Yeah, we're going to have the at least 3 focused for AAA. We've got Graphics 6. We've got 1 million fans. So really, this is the AAA checklist episode. Money wasn't our big thing this game, but hitting that checklist for AAA was. The Bloodsucking Beauties is catching us up. Over 5 million in sales, still ranked number 1. I think you guys are going to start AAA. I think we'll probably end up making another game, then a new engine, and then probably our first AAA. So one more game between us and AAA. Fortunately, that's going to have to wait till next time. So, this was the AAA checklist. This is Deckard6, signing off.